A system designed to protect individual liberty will have no punishments for any group and no privileges. Today, I think inner city folks and minorities are punished unfairly in the war on drugs. For instance, blacks make up 14% of those who use drugs, yet 36% of those arrested are blacks, and it ends up that 63% of those who finally end up in prison are blacks. This has to change. We don't have to have more courts and more prisons. We need to repeal the whole war on drugs. It isn't working. We have already spent over $400 billion since the early 70s.
As more and more begin to know the status quo has got to go, they're bound to say yes to a man named Dr. No, a man who makes the establishment panic. Grassroots are growing way too wild, too organic. With no donations from Goldman Sachs, they're still having trouble trying to hold them back. But it's not about a man, am I clear? It's about a man who will carry on an idea. The script you've been given doesn't fit, it's a given. Dr. Paul has been robbed in every state he has been in. It's a sin when the teleprompter readers keep spinning, having the people believing Dr. Paul isn't winning. The smear campaign is wearing off fast. Exponentially, we are tearing off masks. The mass media ain't making it fair. Once we kill the central bank, we can take it from there. Paul, he's a statesman, so why do they hate him? He was delivering babies back in 1963, and he just helped give birth to the baby of liberty. He's a statesman, so why do they hate him? He was delivering speeches back in 1984, telling you how central banks were profiting from war.
I believe in the death penalty. I believe it has been issued unjustly. If you're rich, you get away with it. If you're poor and you're from the inner city, you're more likely to be prosecuted and convicted. And
as the bobbleheads tell you, Congressman Paul is unelectable. That's true when you approach it from a technical angle, because the media is being strangled, giving opinions of people as they fandango. It takes two to tango and play the game. Thus, the people are just as much to blame. The two parties should be fired and flamed, cause they're owned by the same cabal I won't name. Vote fraud's been proven by all reason. Tamper with the ballot, that's beyond all treason. Campaign season is but a comedy. The winner is the one who used bombs to spread democracy. They promise change and proceed to trounce your hopes. How can your vote count when criminals count the votes? Their funny money make the cluster bombs fall. That will cease if you demand Congressman Ron Paul.
we do know that opium was used by the Chinese, and the Chinese were not welcomed in this country. We do know that the blacks at times use heroin, opium, and the laws have been used against them. There has been times that it's been recognized that the Latin Americans use marijuana, and the laws have been written against them. But lo and behold, the drug that inebriates most of the members of Congress has not been touched because they're over there drinking alcohol.
Dr. Paul, he's a statesman. So why do they hate him? He was delivering babies back in 1963, and he just helped give birth to the baby of liberty. He's a statesman. So why do they hate him? He was delivering speeches back in 1984, telling you how central banks were profiting from war. Conspiracy nut, cool, lunatic, wacko. Those labels contain more arsenic than tobacco.